Well, not the pick I was expecting, but I like it a lot. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dugas, coming at you with another episode of Drop It Downs with Mr. Dugas. And tonight I'm going to talk about tonight's NFL first round draft pick. The Philadelphia Eagles select Jihad Campbell, linebacker out of Alabama. The New York Giants trade up, got three edge rushers, and trade up for, I think, the next Daniel Jones. And my thoughts on Shedeur Sanders, getting not making it in the first round. Before I get into this video, man, for anyone, if you want to drop a dime on the Cash App information is down in the description box. Also, if you want to follow me on social media, that information is down in the description box. Also, if you're subscribing to the channel, greatly appreciate the love and support. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification button, like the video, and share it with your folks. First off, man, with our Eagles, man, I was curious, seeing we traded up from 32 to 31 with the Chiefs and gave up one of our four first fifth round picks. I was initially thinking maybe they go Mike Green, the edge rusher from Marshall, or Will Johnson, who surprisingly, slid all the way, well, obviously out of the first round when he was, the second cornerback projected behind Travis Hunter. You know, but or Eminyari, the safety from South Carolina, who also surprisingly slid out of the first round. But we go Jai Campbell, man, and a couple of thoughts on it. For one, I watched him a lot. Being an LSU guy and an SEC guy overall. He's a good player, man. Physical, athletic. Does have little shoulder issues, but whatever. you know. But when he's out there, man, got great athleticism, could run, could hit, good instincts. Obviously a guy that, he's a lot like a Zach Bond that you could put right on side of Zach Bond and get a very productive linebacker. I like the pick, man, because it's a guy that could play right away. Because I was thinking that, you obviously it looks like N'Kobe Dean is going to at least miss the beginning of the season. And, I was thinking maybe they go Jeremiah Trotter Jr. to start the linebacker on side of Zach Bond, but they get Jahai Campbell, man, and like I said, prototypical linebacker. You got two athletic linebackers out there. I like it. It also tells me that I don't think we're gonna resign the Kobe Dean. I don't think whenever it's time for him to get a new contract, I don't think we resign the Kobe Dean, man. Like Kobe Dean a lot, but I think the injury is going to be the thing that keeps us from giving him that second contract, man. So I think tonight we drafted N'Kobe Dean's replacement in Jihad Campbell. I think he's the linebacker for the foreseeable future for the Philadelphia Eagles, unless he goes out there and just underperforms. But I'll take it, man. I'll take it. Still, the later next round, and so obviously we still need a safety. Still need a D tackle, edge rusher, and a corner. I would, got to get those four positions to add depth to those positions, whether it's through the draft or free agent signings or trades. Free agent signings after the draft or trades. Um, then now I'm gonna take a look at division rival, the New York Giants, man. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what the hell they're doing. like, look, Abdul Carter is a great talent. I don't doubt that. I think he's gonna be an impactful player. But then I seen after they drafted him, they picked up the fifth year option on Kavon Thibodeau. So now you have Brian Burns, who they just gave a bag to, Kavon Thibodeau, who they picked up a fifth year option for, and Abdul Carter. like, unless they move Abdul Carter to more of a, off ball linebacker, unless they go with more of a 3-4 look, or unless one of those guys could play on the interior on third downs, unless one of those things happen, I don't understand it. If I was them, I would have probably just traded back, a few spots, but or not necessarily traded back because Abdul Carter is that good. I would have traded Kavon Thibodeau. You know what I'm saying? I would have just traded Kavon Thibodeau and roll with Abdul Carter and Brian Burns and get a decent draft pick for Kavon Thibodeau. But they're gonna have three edge rushers when basically two of them could play at a time. So we're gonna see what's up with that. That's on them. And another crazy thing I think they did. Look, me personally, man, I think they took Daniel Jones 2.0. Um, I'm not a big Jackson Dart believer. As an LSU fan, I watched him a lot at Ole Miss. I seen too often he wet the bed, man, in big moments. Ole Miss never won a damn thing while he was there. Not to mention, he had a lot of talent around him. Ole Miss had one of the best defenses in the country, and I know Trey Harris was in and out the lineup, but they had a lot of weapons on that Ole Miss offense. Plus, you have a Lane Kiffin, who's one of the best play callers and play designers in college football. And you mean to tell me he had all that at his disposal, and they had three losses? They lost at home to Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? They lost on the road to LSU. They lost, you know what I'm saying, on the road to Florida. If you put Shedeur Sanders on that Ole Miss team last year, you switch Jaxson Dart and Shedeur. If Shedeur goes on that Ole Miss team, that team makes the playoffs. I don't understand what the slander is for Shedeur Sanders. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, it don't bother me because obviously we got our franchise guy. But and as an Eagles fan, I'm glad that I feel like now we gonna see. Obviously, Dirk gonna get his chance probably next year or whenever it's gonna be, and we gonna see for sure. But in my opinion, I don't, as an Eagle fan, I don't fear Jackson Dirk whatsoever. I think they made a huge mistake taking him because I don't believe in that guy. I think this is a Daniel Jones 2.0 where they just fell in love with the thought of, oh, it's an Ole Miss quarterback like Eli. Just like with Daniel Jones, they fell in love with the fact, oh, he was coached by David Cutcliffe like Eli. You know what I'm saying? Dart had a lot of talent around him and done nothing. And in the biggest moments, when I watched, because I watched a lot of Ole Miss football this year, he wet the bed. Shedeur was out there with no offensive line, no running game whatsoever. And it's not to say Shedeur is perfect himself, but he's a better quarterback than Jackson Dart. But that's their decision, so that's on them. I feel bad for Shedeur that he had to witness such a mockery. But, he gonna go somewhere in the second round, and obviously he's gonna end up in the situation he's supposed to end up in. But I just think it's foolish. Jackson Dart went ahead of him. But as an Eagles fan, wasn't expecting linebacker with the first pick, but we got arguably the best, pure linebacker in this draft. So I'm happy with it. But with that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all tonight. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe and have Philadelphia Eagles, NFL, and content on my other teams throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly Eagles, fly.